Welcome, everybody. How are you?
Hey, Don, how are you?
Hi, Don.
I am.
Hello, Don.
Hi, Don.
Don.
Hi,
Hey,
Don.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Well, here we go, huh? This should be fun. I got to get over to the Facebook page. Here we go. Well, it's coming into fall, coming into
Hi, Don.
pre-holiday. Hello, pre-holiday work. So I talked to people in Crested Butte, a couple different folks that we went to, and my wife said, do you have a website? Can we come back and look at this stuff? I said, oh, no, but we're going to get one made really soon.
Wowee, lots of people.
So people need photography, folks. Boy, do they ever. Okay, here we go. We have how many pictures? A lot. All right. Something tells me we're not going to get this done in an hour. That's okay. Here we go. First one up. Oh, no. First, I have to do this first. I have some folks who are not on Facebook. These are people who are probably a lot happier than the rest of us, who do, unfortunately, spend time on Facebook. All right. Let's see. I'm going to do these first so that we have. Let me find out, is Lolita here? Or Patrick Yeagle?
I see Lolita's name.
Lolita, are you here? Okay.
Find that microphone, unmute, Alt-A.
How about William Maldonado?
Lolita's here. I don't know how to get my video up.
Oh, you don't worry about video. In fact,
Okay.
none of you should worry about video. It just pulls your bandwidth down. If you're having bandwidth issues, just leave it off. All right. So you're here, Lolita?
I am here, yes.
All right, here we go. Let's share this then.
Good to see you, Lolita.
All right, so these grapes are your shot, correct? Lolita, yes?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right, so you've got with the sugar on them.
Yes.
Up front here, Lolita, when you're doing product work, especially like this, that's really your shot, right? Is the fact that these few have sugar on them.
Yes.
So you've got to make sure they're in focus.
Okay.
They have to be in focus. All right. So
Yes.
let's do that. And I'm going to show you something else here that will work nicely. Nice scrim, by the way. Did you build this?
I did.
Well, good for you. Good for you. This is a great scrim. What do you have behind it?
My my light box.
Okay, excellent. So you've got a very soft light. You've double diffused it. Excellent. So here's what we're going to do, Lolita. This light needs to be here. As close to those grapes as you can get it.
Okay.
The farther away it is, the harsher the light. The closer you get, the softer the light. I want you on all of your tabletop shots from this day forward, okay? Put the light as close as you can get it without it being in the camera. And then if it's too soft, then you move it back.
Okay.
When you start here, you'll never know how soft it could have been because you'll never move it forward. None of us do. So let's start at one extreme, the closest extreme, and then move it back, all right?
Okay.
Hey,
You will
Don,
see-
real quick question.
Yes,
Can you use the same principle with portrait work?
yes, I do.
Okay, because I know Lolita. We've worked together for a number of years.
Hi, Lauren.
And hi, Lolita, and she does a lot of portrait work.
Oh yeah, I do. My lights for portraiture are in as close as they possibly can be. Yep.
Okay, very
Unless, now Lolita, unless there's an effect that I want, and then I can move them back. But if I'm looking for soft light, for a portrait light like that, then yes, they're going to be as close as they can be. Only when I want the light to look a little harder, and we think of hard light by the transition of the shadow line. Is it a sharp transition? Is it a soft transition? That's what we think of as hard versus soft lighting. I can always move it back, and honestly, a lot of times I do. But for most work, I try to start with it in as close, and then I move it back to taste. Okay?
good. Okay.
All right, very good. Is Patrick here? Patrick? All right, I'm
Don.
going to, oh, you're here.
I'm here. Sorry, I couldn't get unmuted fast enough.
All right. Really?
Oh, wait. That's the wrong Patrick, though.
Okay. All right. Looking for Patrick Yeagle. Is Patrick Yeagle here? If Patrick Yeagle is not here, Phyllis Charney, are you here?
Yes, I am, Don.
All
Thank you.
right. All right. There we go. Your picture came in really small. You can send them bigger. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Send it 1,000, 1,200, 1,400 pixels is just fine.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
We've got some beautiful light on that. And it stands out very well here. See if I can make it a little bit bigger. It's going to get soft. Yeah, but hey, what do you do? Got beautiful highlights on here, and I really like that. I like the way you've got it sitting against this background, and I like how the handle has got light on it. As the background gets darker, it makes the handle really stand out. That's very cool. This is your lighting setup. And
Yeah.
I would say to you the same thing. Move everything closer to that window.
Okay.
Put is this table higher than the window or the same height as the window seat?
No, it's about the same height, but it's a drop leaf. I could have dropped
Yep.
the leaf on it and
Drop
pushed
the
it
leaf
over.
down, push it all the way over, and there you go.
Thank you.
There you go. Okay, your horizon line is great. This line here, you've
Yeah.
caught it so this thing just comes right up into that space behind it. Still sitting on the board, but we've got that horizon down, and it doesn't seem to be a part of the picture because it doesn't need to be. You know, everything that's happening is here and up here. We don't need a whole lot of board back there, so your horizon is very good.
Okay.
You paid
Thank
attention last time around.
I try. I
Yes, you
try.
did.
Thank you very
did.
much.
You're very much. Very welcome. William, are you here yet? William Aldonado.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, okay. There
How are
you
you
go.
doing?
Hi, how are you? All right. So this is it's either a very dark bell pepper, the largest jalapeno I've ever
poblano.
seen.
Poblano pepper.
Oh, poblano. Oh, one of those little sweet guys. Uh-huh.
They're pretty hot. And the red ones are Thai chilies.
Nice. Well, those are pretty hot too. I love it. I love this. It almost looks like a splash shot. When I first saw it, I thought, what is he splashing it into when it was a thumbnail?
Yeah,
When I saw that it's lettuce or cabbage.
cabbage. Yeah.
Cabbage.
Yeah.
Really, really looks good in here. Your color is really good.
Thank you.
Now, one of the things I would have you do is to pay very much attention to this pepper. The poblano has got a great highlight here, a great highlight here. We might want to bring those highlights up just a little bit, dodging them up, okay? And then back where the cabbage comes in, do you see it starts to get a little lighter there?
Yeah.
Let's lighten that up. Let's just pull that up. And William, if you can see it, it's too much. We just have to feel
Okay.
it. Just feel it up. So we're talking very, very small moves just to pull that pepper up.
Originally, I had one layer of the cabbage, and there was so much light coming through the back. I thought it was overwhelming, so I kind of doubled the layer up.
Sure. Well, this poblano is so dark that if you did have a
Yeah.
background, it would be almost like a silhouette.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was. Yeah.
So you know what? Maybe what we do is we make it like it's almost about halfway between the two.
Okay.
You know, yeah, very good. What do you use, Lightroom or Capture One?
Lightroom.
Lightroom.
Yeah.
Yep. Now let's just pull these highlights up a little bit, and let's just pull this cabbage up around here. I would probably use the brush tool, but you use
Okay.
what you're familiar with. Let's look at your lighting here.
Yeah, but two white cards. I tape them together,
Mm-hmm.
and I put a piece of it's a transparent poster board. It works as like great as a scrim,
Mm-hmm.
and I put two speed lights inside the V, pointing into the crack of the V, reflecting out into the diffuser. And I have the bounce white card on the left and on the right, and I actually have a little insert of a black card down at the base of the right side white card, just to
Okay.
create a little more shadow.
Okay. Do you do this a lot? This
Once or twice,
this triangle here? It's
just once or twice.
fantastic light source. Now,
Yeah,
I've never-
I liked it a lot.
I've never done it when it was small, but we used to do this with 4x8 phone call.
Okay.
So we would get an 8-foot, we get about 5.5, 6 foot in the front, and we'd hang our diffusion material down it and put a couple of Norman heads inside it, and it was really great. It'd be 8-foot tall softbox, 5 feet wide.
Okay.
Great, nicely done.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Great for people. Gets the light right down on the floor where the people are.
Well, the one problem I had was with my lens. I have a vintage Mamiya RZ lens.
Uh-huh.
It's a macro, and there's a little piece of the plastic insert from the inside that catches the light. It needs a lens hood when it have direct light facing in the lens, it gets this cast over the whole thing. So
Is this a medium format camera? Is that what you're shooting?
It's actually a Sony Alpha 6000.
And you're shooting a Mamiya
Yeah,
645 lens or RZ?
RZ 67.
Okay. And it's an RZ, not an RB.
RZ, yes.
Okay, all right. So it's coated. It's got a good coating on the lens. The old RBs did not. All right, cool. That's a fun lens. That's a camera setup.
It is. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Lens weighs about 3 times more than the camera does.
Yeah, it does.
Very good. That's nice.
Thank you.
Patrick
Thank you very
Yeagle, are you here yet? Patrick Yeagle or Yeagle? Okay. I will come back to Patrick. Please do not let me close this down without at least coming back to Patrick and giving him a critique. I only want to critique it once, so if he doesn't show up, I will do it then, and we'll have it on the tape for him. All right, let's get over here and share Facebook. All right. And here we go. First out of the gate is lovely Sarah. Sarah, this is really nice. Look at the texture in that ice cream.
Thanks.
So I take it this is an apple pie.
It is an apple pie.
All right, very good. Where's your light coming from? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. See, and I wanted to say something to Lolita. Lolita, this is what I'm talking about. Get that scrim in really close.
Okay.
And then we can get, nice highlights here, and it'll start to wrap around your subject a little better.
Okay.
Very nice. This is beautiful, Sarah.
Thank you, sir.
It's big scrim. And you've got your softbox angled to the scrim?
Yep. And it's sort of peeking through the cut. Some of it's covered by the scrim. Some of it's coming through there. Yep.
Okay. Oh, there it is. There's your softbox
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that little light coming through the scrim is doing the background a little bit.
A little bit, yep.
Very nice. White cards
White,
here.
yeah, white. That's black.
All right, and you had that in closer, you say.
Yeah, when I shot it, yeah.
All right, and what did you shoot it with?
Uh,
Oh, 90 millimeter tilt shift.
yeah, I didn't tilt, but
Did you shift?
I didn't shift either.
Now, why did you not? Now, why did you choose that lens?
Because I was thinking I was going to, and then when I got into it, I just liked the way it looked out of the camera. So I went with it. I have 100 macro that I was going to use, and then I'm like, you know what? I never use this tilt shift, and let me see if I tilt with it, if I like it, and I never got around to it.
Well,
I
if you tilted, you could get everything in focus.
I got distracted by my fake ice cream, and away I went.
What is the ice cream?
Huh?
What is the fake ice cream?
I followed a recipe that was on a B&H video. It's vanilla frosting and powdered sugar.
Oh, okay.
And then the drips are that mixture with some Elmer's glue.
Do you know what Crisco is?
I do know what Crisco is.
Yes. If you put Crisco in the refrigerator, get it cold, and you take an old-fashioned scoop, like a ice cream scoop,
Yeah.
and you just go into it. When you pull it out, it chunks around the edge, gets real rough, looks just like vanilla ice cream.
Okay.
Does not taste like vanilla ice cream, however. So please.
Can you mix like cocoa powder or something in it and make chocolate, or what?
I never did.
Okay.
But I several times I had ice cream, and it looks like old-fashioned, really cold ice cream with the chunky, broken edges and stuff.
Yeah.
It really looked good.
And that's how this looked when the guy was scooping it out. So I probably put a little bit too much drip around the outside to cover some of that up, but I did it with chocolate as well. So I might do ice cream for next week.
Oh, there you go. Nicely done.
Thanks, sir.
Sarah,
Yeah.
you can put cocoa powder because one of the books that Don recommends is a recipe for ice cream with Crisco and confectionery sugar.
Okay.
And
All right.
adding
Yeah.
cocoa.
Have to see what color it
adding
comes out.
cocoa.
Cocoa powder.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, if you
All
want to, if you want to make it taste good, add brandy, because no, don't do that. All right, beautiful shot by Stephen Van Herpen. Stephen, are you here, sir?
I am here, sir.
All right. I've seen your name so long and so many times, and now I get to hear your voice. There we go. Nice little, concise, tightly done. And I get excited about things in photographs. Things that excite me are keeping the texture in the onions, because that's hard to do. Love that. I love this little detail down in here. I like the way the carrots go up under there without going so black that we don't see them. Now, did you bring that out in Photoshop? Was that like a shadow reduction?
No, I spent a great deal of time with a couple of cards. I had one to the left, one to the right, and one in my hand, and I was moving it in a lot of different places. And I'd look and go, no, not yet. No, not yet. And finally, that I achieved by putting the third card above the lens, just right on top of the hood, and let it reflect down in, and finally got rid of what I thought was a little bit too much shadow because the light's directly behind.
Okay. Now the front of the carrot is out of focus and the back of the carrot is out of focus. That makes me want to crop it something like this. Come over and just shave off the top of that onion. And just get rid of all, because we don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need to see all this stuff. This is what we need to see right in here. So play with the cropping a little bit, but it looks really good. Your light is just tremendous. Just tremendous. Let's see what you did.
Thank you.
So have you ever shot food before, Stephen?
This is a first for me. I've shot a lot of people, a lot of things, but not food.
Yeah, and so,
I do a good job cooking that stuff. That turned into bolognese sauce 2 days later. So.
Well, when you go out to shoot food the first time and you choose white onions, you're one of those guys that just lives on the edge, right?
Yeah, getting the exposure just right was. I was down into the third of the stop going. It's in here somewhere.
Yep. So big scrim in the back, box behind the scrim. This was where your set was here. All right, good. Very clean. Yeah, that's all you need. A couple lights, a couple white cards coming back. Look how pretty that is. Love it.
Thank you, sir.
What lens and camera, sir?
2470 Canon 5D Mark IV.
Excellent. Oh, wow. Bob, is Bob here?
Yes, sir.
Look at that. That's really it's very dramatic. Really like that. Little things get me very excited. I love this fill light, whatever that is over there. I have a feeling that's a shiny card, white card.
It's probably my little shiny one, my silver one.
Yeah, it's kind of poppy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is your softbox or your scrim or something on this side.
Both. Yep.
Very very nice. It's a surprising shot, and I say that because it's one of those things where the shot here on my screen, there's no raspberry ever been that big. So you're showing us something we don't get to see very often, which is a raspberry that close up, you know, and that's really nice. I love your background. Pretty clean, pretty clean. I'd pull it up a little bit in here, just so that this part of the raspberry doesn't die. That one can die, that's fine. We don't see that one there, but just a little bit. Are you Lightroom or Capture One?
That's actually, this is straight out of the camera. I didn't do anything to this one.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'd pull that up just a little bit in Capture Raw. That's probably what you're using, right?
Actually, Photoshop Elements, but
Photoshop Elements?
yeah.
Okay. And it takes your raw file and does what with it? Just processes it and gives it to you in Elements?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
It's Phyllis. What is the background?
It's a black shiny tile, and I just sprayed some water on it with some water and glycerin.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
The bumps on the background sort of hearken to the bumps on the raspberries. So yeah, it works out very good. Now,
There's something I learned. I cheated. I went ahead to the last video when you're talking about macro stuff.
Uh-huh.
And you explained it pretty good that all the raspberries that you get when they're in those plastic containers get squashed, and that's why on the left side that thing's a little bit flat.
Yeah, when you're a food shooter, you're the idiot at Safeway, picking up the banana and looking at, and you're going, telling the teller, the cashier, please, I'll hold the strawberries over here. Please don't put them in a bag. They think you're some sort of food Nazi, like, oh, this guy's insane.
Oh yeah, the problem is you can't get them in bulk. You can just get them in those packs.
Yeah. Yep. Nice little set here. Shiny board coming from this side. Black all the way around. What's the camera, sir?
It's a Sony a6000 and a 85 millimeter macro.
Very good. Like it.
Thank you.
Love it. Greg.
Hello.
Hey, Greg, how are you?
Good. About yourself, sir?
Good. That's really pretty, Greg. Look at that.
Thank you.
Those is that very small, like a very tiny thing, or is it I can't tell the scale?
It's rice straight out of the field. It's harvest time around here right now.
And that's rice?
Yep.
Cool. So I take it that's very small. You're 200%?
It is.
250%?
Well, I shot with my macro 60 lens and took, I think, 44 pictures and focus stacked them. So
very nice. Nice. So it's much smaller than I'm thinking. Than if you had to focus 44 images in there. So delicate. Now, do you have a texture? No, you don't have a texture on your background. That's how dirty my screen is. Oh my God. You can always tell it's not a texture when you move it around and the texture doesn't move, the picture moves. I'm gonna have to clean that today. Looks really, really nice, man.
Thank you.
Delicate tones, really cool. Oh, look at that. And this is another one of those surprising things. You know, you're showing us something we don't get to see very often. You know, that tight. Your composition is great, leading us right down through here. You know, everything pulling through, cropping out that stem, cropping out this last one here. Has a sense of immediacy about it. I like it.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Camera lens, we got
D850, the Nikkor Macro 60. So
great combination. Great
Thanks.
combination. Gary Beller.
Hey, Don.
Hey, buddy. Look at that. Cheez-Its. That's a really cool shot of Cheez-Its.
It's kind of graphic.
Yeah, it is. Well, Cheez-Its are kind of graphic too. You know, when you're eating them with, you know, cheese. Well, those things are just tack sharp too. You got them really sharp. Are they on something? Because I'm seeing a deeper shadow there.
They're propped up on various amounts of pennies.
Okay. All right. That gives us the
I
shadow.
wanted to have them cast shadows on each other.
Yeah, very cool. And the background, sir?
It's just a piece of textured tile.
What did you do in post?
Really very little.
Are you Capture One or Lightroom?
It was camera raw, straight into
Camera
photo.
raw? Okay. Check your curve. See if you got a curve, S curve on this, or is it a straight curve in your channels?
Okay.
In your contrast, check that, because I think you could, without changing the color of these guys, I think you could pop it just a little bit more if you get a nice S curve in your channels.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good. Looks really good. Is that a LED?
It is. Yeah, it's a Elgato key light that you use for web broadcasting. But it's really got a really nice soft light, and you can get it really close. So
these are getting to be so popular, really popular with food shooters. I just wish they made them. I wish I could get one a little bit bigger than the biggest one that I've seen that was affordable. I've seen some really big ones that are like, you know, lots and lots of dollars.
yeah, they make one that's a little bit bigger than this one, but this is the one I had on hand. And
these things are fantastic behind scrims.
well, and they actually light around the edges as opposed to being straight on.
Mm-hmm.
So the light is coming in from the edges and then into the diffusion that way. So it kind of makes them nice and soft.
Yep, beautiful. Nicely done, sir.
Thank you.
Judy Hernandez shot tomatoes.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi, Judy. Like your little set. Really like your low horizon here. So everything comes into that space there. I really hate how Facebook does this stuff.
Oh, I don't. Oh, that's Facebook. Okay.
Yeah. It's not you.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Really, really cool. Little thing that pulls my eye is that one right there. That thing. I'm going to tell you to get rid of it.
That's not on there. I mean, I don't know what that is. That's not on mine. So I don't know what that is.
It's part of your basket, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. It is. It's a little thing. Yeah,
I would
okay.
tell you to get rid of it. And I'll tell you why. And this goes for everything. The eye is going to track to anything that's very bright against something that's very dark.
Okay,
Now,
yeah.
it will not track to something that's dark against something very light. For instance, if you had a 6 foot by 8 foot black canvas and someone signed their name in white, anywhere on that canvas, you walk up, you're going to see it. You're just going to see it.
Yeah.
If it's a white canvas and they sign their name in black, you'll look for it.
Uh-huh.
And so we have this thing right there. We got to get rid of it because it's just in the mix of your composition.
I'm amazed how your eye picks up things like that, because I must have looked at this 100 times and I, looking for any little thing, and I never saw that. So
yep,
it's amazing. Okay.
We're going to get rid of this little guy. We're going to
Yeah.
get rid of that little white thing there.
Okay.
Read
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Everything else looks fine. I love this little stem going up in front of the other tomato. That's very cool. Your lighting is a box or a scrim or what?
It's a box over to the left-hand side. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a box light, but I wanted to kind of, I didn't have a strip light, so I kind of use a bunch of black cards to create
That's how strip lights were originally done.
Yeah, okay.
Get a 4x4 softbox and you just cut a bunch of cards with smaller things in it. And then the manufacturer said, no, let me sell you another one. I'll sell you a 24 and a 36 and a 30 and a 28 and 27 and a half. But that's still what I do. Yeah, it's still what I do. I only own 2 very large strip lights for people. But when I do anything like this, I make my own out of black cards with strips in the middle. You get more control. Plus, you can move it. You can put it up against the light, and you can move it away from your softbox, which you can't do with a strip box.
Right.
So, yeah, really cool. Lens, camera.
50 millimeter on a Canon. I shot it at f9. If I didn't get all the tomatoes sharp, then I figured I would focus stack, but they all turned out pretty good. So I
love this right in here. I really do. The fact that you picked that up so nicely there. This basket, you've got a lot of contrast going over there, and we didn't lose the basket. I would have called that out had we lost the basket, but you didn't.
I had to lighten that a little in Lightroom to get that, but I mean, I did want it to fall off,
but it can't fall. It can fall off. Then we got to pick it up with that little highlight. It can fall off, but it can't blend in. There's a difference. Falling off, blending. If it blends in, it's a different situation. Really nicely done.
Well, your book, The Collective 2, is quite an inspiration.
I know. I'm actually using all those pictures in my portfolio. I figured, hey, who's
that
laughing?
was inspiration for me. There was a tomato shot in there that got me started. And then there was an apple shot at the beginning, that really dark green apple.
I think, I know exactly which one you are talking about. It's Michael's shot. Really exceptional photograph. And it's a green apple, and you look at it and you go, oh my God, how can somebody shoot a green apple on a black background?
A little bit of light on the top is that was spectacular. So
absolutely.
Something to strive for.
Well, I know that Alex is currently sleeping because it's like, dark 30 where she is. So Alex, wow, beautiful. Love the hands, love the texture. I really like your color palette for this. It's really cool. It looks like you've muted the color a little bit, only because the hands don't seem to have a lot of pink in it. You pulled it down, and I love it. I want to see how you lit it. That's not, okay. So this is, boom, boom, pretty, one light in the softbox, camera left, okay. So we got a softbox over here, we got a white card over here, and it's really important to have that white card because as this bread comes around, it's a very diffuse subject. So if this was black over here, this is just simply going to come down because diffused subjects, it's a gritty, textury thing. Diffused subjects don't bounce any light. They just don't reflect it back. So she needed something to keep this edge over here. Nicely done, Alex. Great job. Alex is in Spain. So this is Spanish bread. And Corrine Davis. There we go. Corrine?
Hi, Don.
Hi, Corrine. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Love this. Love this. Corrine, I cannot really tell. Are we in focus here?
It's possibly a little bit soft.
Okay. When you do this or something like this again, absolutely make it in focus because it's the only place where this X appears. And it's bright against dark, it's really an integral part of this basket, how it's attached here. We don't want it to go out of focus. All this back here, and heck with it. These nuts back here, that's fine as well. I think you focused a little too much back. Pull your focus forward, pick up this. You'll still have all these nuts in focus here.
Okay, cool.
And this is, what aperture are you using on that lens?
From memory, about 4.
4? Okay. Okay. 4 might be a little bit soft. You might want to look at 5, 6, or even up close to 8. Because this close with 8, you're still going to drop that out of focus. It's still going to go away.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you bracket this?
No.
Okay. One of the things I tell all of the folks in my Project 52 class is that as commercial photographers, and that's kind of what we're teaching here, it's commercial photography. It's commercial photographers, it always works this way. If you shoot something really shallow and you love it, the art director is going to immediately ask you, I'm going to say, wow, that looks great, Corinne. Did you get any with everything in focus? And then you go, what? So next time you shoot everything in focus, and he'll look at it and he'll go, that's neat. Did you get any really shallow focus shots? So what I say is focus by aperture and just turn your light up or your shutter speed, just focus by aperture. So 4, 5, 6.3,
Yep.
just kind of go through there. And when they ask you, then you can say, yes, I did.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming along on the fun here. So good. Oh, I forgot to ask you about your light. This is window light, I take it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, very nice. Are you putting a scrim on your window light, or is it just coming in the window?
It was overcast, but I did have a curtain.
Okay, very nice. Eleanor?
Hey, Don.
How are you?
Very well, thanks. I'm very happy to be back in class.
Glad to have you. That looks really tasty. White all around, white on white here. Is this a distressed dish? It looks like a distressed dish. I think it's kind of cool.
Yes, it is.
Good. Oh, I found some great stuff at a thrift store up in a little Colorado town. And my wife's looking at me like, you're buying that? I'm like, yeah, it's cool. Like, we throw that stuff away. No, not anymore. Love it. Really good color. Are you in Lightroom?
Yes.
Okay. You know what? I don't know if it's a make or break, but I'd get a little more red on those strawberries.
Yeah, and they look a little bit dull there. Maybe
They do.
Just brighten them a tad.
Just a little bit, because it's so poppy all the way around it. This is really cool here, this gradation that you have here. A little bit dark up front, coming a little bit brighter from behind. That's very cool. This side is nice and lit. This shows texture and dimension, really nice. And your plate with the little dark line underneath the plate looks great. Wow, you got a behind the scenes shot here?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, look at that. Getting that light right down underneath the plate. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And what lens?
I got a macro now, finally. The 90 mil macro on the Sony A7 R3. Yep. And I used f/18 for some reason. I guess I really wanted it all in focus. But I was quite close. That's the problem. I was very close.
How far does this SK400 go down? Does it go down?
Not
6?
far enough.
Not far enough, right?
Yeah, but
yeah.
I do have a 400 that goes down.
Yeah, it's funny that if the inexpensive lights, folks, the problem generally isn't that they don't have enough power, it's that they won't go down low enough to do some things like this. I have a beautiful set of pro photos that just suck because they won't go down. I mean, it's just like, you know, I've got full power, I got half power, and we're done. It's just terrible. But they're great lights if you just don't need to be, you know, finicky with them. Yeah, and these SK400s are great lights. They're very inexpensive. These are the little Godox SKs, right?
Yeah, actually, I should say I have the 600 then.
The 600.
So that one goes to 1/256, I think, but this only goes to 1/16.
Yeah, but you have the AD 600, right?
Yeah.
Whatever,
It's,
the big one,
yeah,
the big, fancy, expensive one.
with a battery rather than
Yeah,
a cable.
the battery one. Yep, they'll go all the way down.
Yeah,
These
I got
guys
it on
don't.
sale. Yeah.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Beautiful shot. Just beautiful shot.
Thank you.
Patrick Matthews. Now we got the right Patrick.
Yes, this is the right Patrick.
Patrick, that's really cool. Is that real steam or is that Photoshop steam?
That is real steam.
Wow.
I wanted a little bit more, and I actually have a couple of other shots, but I think the potatoes were starting to burn, so it was too much smoke, and when going back and looking, it was better to have a little bit less.
Your backlight highlighting the top of these potatoes is just really, really terrific. Any art director would love this shot. You can feel when you look at it, you can practically smell the potatoes and feel the heat from it. Really well done. I like how you put that right up front. You got that graphic thing going on, cropping pretty much the same spot. Everything's coming out. When we get to, if we talk about cropping here tonight, one of the things I would say, if we crop one thing, you got to crop something else. If you crop all these things, you got to crop, just keep it all cropped. I like what you did. You left the front of the pan uncropped here, but the pan itself is cropped. So that just pulls everything in tight. Nicely done.
Thank you.
I want to see that behind the scenes shot here.
Can I ask a question on that?
Sure.
Is that on
What the
a?
hell are you doing up? What is it, like 2:30 in the morning for you?
No, that's normal. This is sanity time.
Oh, okay.
My normal time is insanity. Is this on an element or something, or how the hell did you do that?
Yeah,
just on a tile.
I'm cooking them as I shot them, so
So you're
it's
actually
on my
cooking-
stove.
It's on the stove. Okay.
Yeah, it's on a stove. I had this great, cast iron frying pan, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna cook them and shoot it while they go, because I had the certain ideas. Like I really wanted, like the crusty, bubbly couple of potatoes that are kind of flipped over. I really wanted to
Yeah, it's awesome.
have
I
that.
just thought it was on a tile or something. I was just trying
No,
to
it's
figure
actually
out how the hell you
that's
got
my
that.
stove.
So this
man,
black
that's awesome.
stovetop is getting a lot of spatter from the grease in here, correct?
It's like a speckled, like it's a flat stovetop. So that's I darkened it. I did do a little vignette to kind of direct everything more to the middle of the picture. But it's like it almost looks like a stone when you look at the stovetop kind of thing.
So yeah, and you're using the best softbox in the world, white card with a light bounced into it.
Yeah, and because my kitchen is like a beigey color, I wanted to make sure that I got a nice white light.
Yes.
And cut a piece of foam core to fit in.
The only other way to do it, of course, is to pull the stove out into the middle of the kitchen, put your softbacks behind it, but spouses get very, very worried when you start doing that.
Yeah.
Only a photographer would suggest that.
Honey, I'm going to pull the stove out so I can put a light back there. No, don't do that. That's really nice, Pat. Good. Really super job, sir.
Thank you.
Super job. David. David, are you here? All right. David, we may be missing David. David, this is really, really pretty in here. I love this light. Look at that. through here. This almost looks like the light's coming through it, like it's glowing here. Really nice. We got a big highlight here and a small highlight there. It tells me light and fill of some kind. I think that's here. Let's see what we got. Okay. All right. I would say something like your light's a little too far away, but it's a nice looking shot, so that, you know, the light is where it is. Okay, very cool. Nicely done, David. Excuse me just for a moment, folks. Hello? Hello? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I thought I did.
Am I the only one seeing possible face reflection in that pepper?
No, I dropped it off.
Where, do you see it in the shadow or the highlight?
In the shadow on the bottom left, I'm seeing like face and hair. I don't know, it might be just an anomaly.
I think it's the apple shadow.
I'm not seeing it. I'm looking hard now.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Nope, don't see it.
I see what you're talking about. It's just the way the shadow is, and your matrix, like you see it and you recognize it as a face. But I can see what you're talking about.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, because there's no way the face would be reflecting from the bottom.
You're talking about that little sparkle in the lower right-hand side of the shadow?
Just above that, the shadow.
Oh, okay, because I've got an iPad to be doing this on. I'm nowhere near home at the moment. And it looks like a little space critter there in whatever that is. But you got to zoom in awful close to see it.
Yeah.
Oops, I think somebody's come back to work.
All right. When your tax man calls you, you take the call. All right. So this is really nice. Alona, are you here?
Yes, I am. Hi, Don.
Hi. How are you? I really like how you brought this little white egg up in front of the brown here. Very clear, very clean here, with keeping texture there. All of this looks very good. And you kept these eggs sharp, which they needed to be in here. Very, very nice,
Right.
Alona.
That
Very
was
nice, very nice.
meant to be hero of the picture.
Yeah, and everything, you know, got a lot of weight over here, and it doesn't take very much, but you just sort of offset it with this little guy over here. He's big enough to pull that corner back down, not let it go up. But I really think this was really nice how you put the white of this egg against the brown of that. That looks very cool.
Thank you. I tried to balance the lightness with the darkness, but do you think the salt should have been in focus?
Say it one more time.
Do you think the salt should have been in focus? Like
No.
the grain of the salt?
No,
No,
no.
okay.
This is your star. You know, the salt is white.
Right.
It's against the white background. All of that. That's fine. This is your hero shot right here. These stacked eggshells,
Right.
and that looks very clean, very graphic, and really well done.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's look at your. So we got window light, white card, and you're shooting from here, shooting sideways. So side light then.
Yeah, kind of. I'm sort of shooting into the light, into the scrim, but more towards the white card.
Okay.
So I've kind of danced around it, tried different angles, and this ended up being the one that I like the most.
Okay.
So I'm
Are you-
kind of between the silver cards. That's where I'm shooting from,
Okay.
more towards the left.
And are you shooting handheld?
Yes, I did. Because I was moving around a lot, that's why I had it handheld.
I think it looks really, really good.
Thank you. And I made a scrim and put it in the window to kind of make the light little even.
Yeah, that's this little this is the scrim here,
Right.
and you got it's like a big door with stuff there. All right, really nice. What lens and camera?
I have a Nikon D750 with Tokina 100 macro lens.
Very good. Very nice.
Thank you.
McAllister. McAllister, are you here? John is a wonderful photographer, been in Project 52 for a number of years. And that, John, that's just really outstanding. An outstanding, beautiful shot, my friend.
That's just sick.
Yeah, he's got a very, very good eye. And he shot it on his printer, folks. So if you're ever looking for a good background, the top of an HP printer works just fine.
That's probably a 3D printer, no?
I don't know. Beautiful, John. I wish John was here. It's probably nighttime for him to tell us what he did in post. Just exceptional. Thank you, sir. Oh, yummy. Jay Chatskill. Lots of berries here, buddy.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good trip? Looked like a good trip.
It was a good trip. A little, wish the skies weren't quite as smoky and hazy as they were, but we had a great time.
I could, the shots came out beautifully though.
Well, thank you. Thank you. All right, so tell us about this.
Well, I wanted to use, this is a window light, and the window is kind of, it's about 4 feet away, I would say.
Okay, over
and
here?
It's in,
this one?
yeah.
Okay.
And it's in the afternoon, so it's not as sharp and as accentuated as it might be if it was closer in and a different time of day. So there's enough of a distance. So I thought it would be a softer light. And I was not planning on doing it this way. I was going to go into the studio and shoot it with artificial light, but this looked pretty nice. And so I've been fascinated by berries, and I wanted to try it out. I mean, I use an old, what looks like an old cookie pan, and that was a nice background. And then I had some granulated sugar, and I thought, okay, that will spray that in the front. And then I said, okay, well, I'd like to use something to contrast that. So I got the spoon and put some other strawberries, some other raspberries in it. And then I shot it in a whole bunch of different angles, top, bottom, sides, and so forth.
You got the very bright light here, but you've also got looks like a white or very bright colored room.
There's a white card back where the sink is up there.
Because you're getting lots of ambient with it. So we've got our highlights, but your ambient, look how pretty the ambient is. All that
yeah.
card, you know.
That's what I was trying for it to graze over the top of the objects. That was the goal.
Yeah, looks great.
Thank you. Tasted good too.
I bet it did. Melvin.
Thank you.
Yep, Melvin.
Yes.
Yes, all right. Really nice shot. Is this you working with a stylist?
No, I did this on my own.
Okay.
Fish.
It looks great. It looks tasty. It's colorful. Nice exposure all the way through. You got clean exposure all the way through. Are those onions or what are they?
Leeks, I think they're called.
Leeks, okay, because there's texture in those. So we've got bright leeks against a black background here. And we've got texture all the way through. Everything looks beautifully lit, correctly lit. Like a nice bright back there coming this way. Let's look at you behind the scenes. All right. Okay. Yeah. There you go. You're actually angled your set a little bit to the light.
Right.
So we feel this light coming in at an angle to it. Shadows dropping forward. It's just a beautiful shot. So clean. So clean. Highlights look great.
Thank you.
Melvin, it's a really nice shot, sir.
I thought maybe there was.
Melvin, you got to shoot more food.
Yeah.
Super. What lens, by the way, are you shooting with?
It was a 50.
Okay.
50 millimeters.
Yeah.
Was the perfect for the height and.
And yeah, I think everybody, you start to understand the power of the point of view of these lenses, because this looks like a 50. It looks like what we call a normal lens. It does, and there'll be you'll have a range of them. You got the 35, the 40, the 50, and the 60 that all have this same kind of feel. It feels like we're looking at it. You start getting longer, it feels a little bit longer. The only time that you're going to get messed up is sometimes like when you're looking at macro work or something. It's hard to tell which lens.
Okay.
A nice feel for it. Really well done.
Thank you.
Ron Mayhew, this is beautiful. Ron, are you out there?
I am, Don.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. Look at the color, the light on here. Wow. That's really beautiful. I love this highlight on the front of the kiwi here and your leaves back here. Really strong, really great fill light. Look at that. Now, is this the second light before we go over and look at it? Or?
No, it's just a piece of foam core, but up very, very close.
Okay. I got a tiny little thing. It's not a make or break at all, but I would have preferred we don't need to see that. I would have preferred your horizon line to come down through here. And because again, we've got a lot of wood back there that we just don't need to see in the picture. It's, it's superfluous to the image. And that would have made your lemon go right up into the black, just like these do, just like that would have done there. Like I said, it doesn't make or break, but it's something for you to think of when you're shooting.
Well, as I've been watching this evening, I kind of had that same thought.
Yeah.
That my horizon is probably a little higher than ideal.
It's a gorgeous shot.
Thank you.
Just gorgeous. And if you're good with Photoshop, you could probably pull that down.
Yeah, I could. And I had that wedge on the back right poking up above the horizon, but it was just, I didn't like it, so I brought it back down.
If it pokes up above the horizon and the wood's still in the middle, that's what you didn't like.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
I can guarantee you that's what you didn't like. Yeah, because then it would be this, like, why is it doing that?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. That's another shot I made, but the same setup is what I had on the kiwis.
Okay, so you've got your scrim, the lights back here going, so you're getting you're lighting that full scrim up. That is so pretty. Look at that. Yeah, nicely done, man.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Nicely done. What lens, sir?
It's an Olympus camera. It's a 45 millimeter, which converts to a 90, so 90 millimeter.
All right. Very good. Christina. Christina? This is very poppy. However, I'm going to go with, I think Christina wanted it to be this way. It's very bright, very overexposed up here. But it has that kind of poppy, almost new, high contrast look to it. Christina, you'll have to let us know, though, on Facebook. Let us know if that's exactly what you wanted. Now, if you didn't want this, then we've got some exposure issues, but I can't believe you don't want it. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's very modern, very interesting, great little shadows happening everywhere, and this red thing pops out really well. And you're lighting it with a thing. I don't know what that is. Some sort of spotlight lamp? Must be. All right, so she wanted this. Christina wanted this look, and I like it, Christine. I think it's pretty gutsy, pretty darn gutsy. It makes a very interesting, very modern. You know, as an art director, I could see putting my headline up here, you know, right in here, a couple lines of type in here, and let it just, you know, maybe some reverse type over here coming down. Could be a very nice shot, fun to work with, nicely done. Audie, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Great headlight, highlights on here.
Well, thank you.
Beautiful, big, soft, rich, glowing highlights. It looks fantastic. We got a light over the top. We do. Scrim with a box behind it. Camera shooting from here. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So look at the great highlights in here. Nicely done. I would say to you, by the way, I would also pull that horizon down to about there.
A bit further. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about that.
Yeah, we don't need to see all that back there. Your basket looks great because it looks round. You've got a little bit lighter here. Then it gets darker. And then we pick up that highlight over here on the edges. That's what gives us dimension. That gives us the roundness of the basket. And we feel it. And the highlights on these vegetables in here, they give the texture as well. So everything's kind of shiny. Did you shine them?
Actually, I did. I had an old spray bottle that I used for my glasses for cleaner. I rinsed it out and sprayed it with just a light mist of water.
I have a can of that car wax. It's like a spray can. It like puts a super ultra wax on it. So I waxed a couple of tomatoes for an upcoming tutorial. Wow. I had no idea that car wax would wax up a tomato like that. It gets pretty shiny. Too shiny.
I have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, too shiny. But and of course you then don't want to eat the tomato, but really pretty. Works out very well. It's kind of a you know, it's just sitting there. It's static. That's okay. The color and everything really make it work. Good job. So, Audie, and what was the
this is my
500 24 millimeter f2.8?
Yes.
Did you crop in to a center part of that image?
Yes, I did. But that was basically the extent of my post-processing was to give it a square format.
Yeah, look how pretty the light is. I mean, you can take this into post and do stuff, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, actually, I did do another post that I put up on the Facebook group where I found a photograph of a sunset in Tuscany with a bit of background, and I blurred it up a bit to make it and posted it on and make it look like it was sitting on a tabletop outside someplace, like somebody's just harvested the vegetables ready to go in.
The hardest thing about doing that is keeping the light angles the same. You got to you know, sometimes you got to find the background shot you're going to work first so that you can work your light to that same background angle.
Yeah,
nice.
Well, thank you.
Good job. Good job. Bob Royer.
Hello.
Hi, Bob. How are you?
I'm good. It's great to be here. I'm so thrilled that I found you.
Glad to have you here, sir. Your highlight is great on the pomegranate. This looks really good in here. And Rob, I got to tell you, I got to give you giant kudos. We just did in Project 52, we just did cutlery. This is an outstanding shot of a knife. You've got all the detail in here. You've got the texture of the knife. You've got the brand on it. And you've got a great little gradation happening here, going from light to dark, and then picking up that poppy thing right there. That's just tasty lighting. Shooting these kinds of things, cutlery, is very hard. It's not an easy thing. Have you done this kind of work before?
No, I'm brand new to food photography or tabletop.
Yeah, you suck, Bob. Sorry, but I wish I'd gotten a shot like that the first time I went out, because my knife was black, and I was like, why isn't the knife? I had to figure out where to do the reflection. This is really nice. Cool. I love the little highlight here. This is the most difficult thing in the world, which is to take little seeds and make them look random, even though they're not, because you're putting every little seed where you wanted it. Because if you did them random, they'd look terrible. So you end up having to make them look random. That looks really good in here. What was your lens, sir?
24 to 70 shot at 45 mil.
45. Love it. Good shot. Let's look at your light. Okay. Oh, you made a little scrim?
I did, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And you got is that you or you have an assistant?
My wife took the picture.
There we go. It's her picture. Is she there? It's great picture, Mrs. Royer. Awesome shot.
Thanks.
Really nice. Bob, great job.
Thank you.
Great job. And this is you looking through the camera and seeing where you needed to put this card.
That's
so
correct.
that it would be here on that knife. Because that card's not doing much to anything else, right?
That's right. It took me a minute to get it.
Yep. Yep. And it takes just a half an inch to change it. Nicely done. Wow. Good shot. Sophie. Is Sophie awake? No. Sophie is beautiful. Sophie is very much of a minimalist. She just really gets into it. Lovely shot. What can I say, Sophie? It's just a great shot. Just so clean. I think this might be for her client, the bakery client. Beautiful shot, Sophie. Good job. Good job. Julie, are you here, Julie?
I am.
Wow, look, what is that background? That's just gorgeous.
Oh, thanks. It's actually a vinyl background, one of those roll up and you lay it out, and it just has the texture in it. Yeah.
You added the texture?
No, it has that texture.
Oh, it had, okay. I was going to say, that's some pretty good Photoshop work there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, really pretty. Really pretty. All the chocolates, a nice, dark, rich colored image, very rich in color and depth. Got this blue reflection through here. So you've kept this blue thing kind of going here.
Yeah.
What is that? Big softbox?
It's a soft, yes, it's a softbox camera, right, up in the air, and then with a white bounce on the left.
Okay.
Yep.
So and
then I did put a black down below just to kind of cut a little bit more of the light. Yeah.
This softbox is very high and
Yes.
oblique to it. So you're just you're working in the feather here of the light.
Right. Yeah, I wanted more of a dark image. I didn't want a ton of light.
Yeah, and what happens when you're working in the feather, folks, is that the shiny parts, like the shiny parts of these things, I don't know what those are.
There's some kind of berry.
Some kind of berry or an eyeball
Kumquat
or something.
something.
But you get a nice highlight off the top of the caramel. You get this, but you also get lots of deep shadow, because what it means to work in the feather is you've got a light box like this, and she's working down here. So she's actually working in this very subtle light that hits the surface, but the shiny berry is going to reflect what it sees, which is the entire softbox. So you get this very interesting work here of contrast on the caramels, on the top of the chocolates, This, look how beautifully that's lit, and yet you still get these very mysterious, deep, long shadows. That's called the feather of the light. Great shot, Julie, and you're
Thank you.
using your, which one, camera?
It's on the first, the info, if we go back. Yeah.
Oh, okay. 610, 24 to 70. All
But
right.
36.
Yep. F8. Beautiful. Nicely
Thank
done.
you.
Nicely
I had a
done.
question for her, Dawn.
Sure, Mark.
The background that you have, your surface, when you touch that, there's actual texture to the background?
No, it's
It's a smooth
photograph.
background?
Yeah, you can see it there in the behind the scenes. It's really it's
like-
totally flat.
Yeah,
Vinyl.
Where did you get that from?
Wallpaper. It's like a wallpaper, Mark. It just
Yeah, I think it's Ink and Elm.
Okay.
Yeah, they
When-
have a whole bunch of different ones.
If you go to the picture, Dawn, you did something on that makes it look 100% believable, because the edge that you have the highlight coming from on the right is the edge that they highlighted on the surface. So it looks like it's three-dimensional, and the edge of the texture highlight is on the same side as your light.
Yeah.
And if you did it the other way, then it would have looked weird. So it looks like it's actually a texture.
And you're talking about these little lines here.
Yeah, those lines right there, because you have that
little
coming from
bump
your
looks
light
like it's-
side of the set.
Yeah. Light here falling off into shadow on this side. Yep. And you'd have to be very careful when you first get one of these things. You'd be very careful, because if you lit it from the other side, it would not look correct. But
Right.
Julie's eye caught that. So nicely done, Julie.
Thank you.
Nicely done. Nina.
Yes.
Wow, Nina. That's cool.
Thank you.
That's a cool little artichoke.
Thank you. It's my first time tabletop, first time food, and first time with the external lights.
Yeah, like we're gonna believe that. Anyway.
No, it is.
It's. What do you think of this shot? Let me ask you this: how excited were you to do this type of thing, like with an artichoke?
Very, and especially because I had to steal it. It was headed to the pot of boiling water, and I said, "Give me 5 minutes," and I ran downstairs and did that. So
yeah,
I was excited. It looked better than I thought. So
I know that probably many people that are in this class, some of the new names, and glad to have you here, Nina. Some of the new names, but a lot of you people spend a lot of time shooting people, correct? Are you a people shooter, Nina, or
I am not. I'm a landscape shooter.
Landscape shooter. Okay. Any people shooters here? I guess my hypothesis was.
I am.
Okay. The nice thing about shooting tabletop is that they're never late. Their aunties don't die the day before the shoot. Because good God Almighty, so many aunties die.
Don't get flat tires.
They don't get flat tires. They show up when you want. I just love it. That is such a beautiful shot. Let's see how
Their
you
clothes aren't wrinkled.
I love it when they would show up with their clothes in a bag, and you'd think, well, this is gonna be a long day.
They don't complain either.
No. So we have.
And they work as long as.
Was that?
I said they work as long as you do.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. I love.
That depends on the food.
I think I found out why I don't shoot people.
So you've got is this an Octobox?
It's just a cheap softbox. I
Soft
just
box?
bought it.
And
Yep.
going through a scrim.
Yep.
And you've got the scrim tighter over here to get a little bit of gradation to your light source. Really nice. And you're shooting from here?
Yep.
So side light. Very cool. And you got light spilling across the top of this and over here. This is really important, folks. Let's go back and see her shot. That light on the side hitting that's very important, because you can see it being reflected softly in the tops of the artichokes. And then over here on the right side where that white card is, just gently filling all this in, letting our main light be a main light, but keeping the rest of the artichoke from going just black. It looks really beautiful. Lovely shot. Well done. What camera and lens?
Well, my real camera is down in Arizona because I had to leave it there as we escaped COVID in March. And so I'm just shooting with a little Lumix point and shoot sort of thing.
I love my Lumix point and shoot.
Yeah, I do too. I'm getting used to it. But I left my Nikon D850 down in Arizona.
Ah, and where did you escape to?
Minnesota. So
I'm not sure that was the best place to go, Nina, but okay, that works.
Well, it was fine to go there in April. We live in Minnesota. We spend the winters in Arizona.
I see.
So,
Okay. Beautiful. Really nicely done.
thank you.
What's the fabric?
Oh, it's just a piece of velvety sort of material that I bought ages ago.
Really nice. Todd decided to make the rest of us hungry today. Todd, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Man, that was a good looking sandwich.
It was wonderful.
Great color, sir.
Thank you.
Reds and the greens. The meat looks very good. Everything looks very fresh. It doesn't look like you sprayed it with a spray bottle or anything like that. But
No,
it very fresh. Say it again.
I ate that sandwich about 30 seconds later. Nothing was sprayed on it.
Yep. Sharpness here, right through here. All this is nice and sharp. All these edges are nice and sharp. Front of the sandwich is in here. Now right here, it starts to lose, and we lose it back here. This is fine. This gives dimension. As a matter of fact, when you lose it back there, it tends to make the sandwich look bigger. It just, our eyes understand what dimension does. I love how you've got the highlight on the top of the tomatoes. This looks good all the way through here. Are you Photoshop or
I'm Lightroom, and I did a little bit of fill on the sandwich ingredients. I kind of burned it in a bit there, but apart from that, all I did was curves.
Okay, let's get this taken care of. That little dimple right there. Everything down here looks good. You don't have to do anything to the sandwich at all. Just that little bump in the I don't know what those are. If those are discolorations in the green bell pepper, take care of them. If they're water droplets, forget about it.
Okay, cool.
Right there. And in commercial photography land, everything is perfect. Every green bell pepper is just perfect. Well, really well done. What was your lens, sir?
Sigma 24-70. I had it set at about 40 millimeters. I generally start at 2.8, but this ended up at being about 4.0.
Yeah. And I would say to you, you could have done 5.6 with this as well, and still kept your shallow depth of field. I will say this for everybody. 2.8 and f2 looks great on a computer screen. That really thin slice of focus, right? But when you print it in a magazine, it looks like mush. There's too much. So again, I always say, bracket by Aperture. So you can give them a 2.8 if they want one. You got it. But you can also give them a 5.6 or an f8, because what it's to me is the 2.8 shot. Actually, I would say this: a 5 or 5.6 shot prints like a 2.8 shot looks on screen. All right, really well done.
Thank you.
Looks like a delicious sandwich too, by the way. Carmen is sleeping, but Carmen is a incredible photographer, just really incredible. That's just beautiful, Carmen. A couple of leaves of kale, which this is the only way kale would ever be in my home is if I'm photographing it, because I certainly don't eat it. And this is what Carmen is a very experienced photographer. This is what Carmen does. Look at the little highlight down there. You see it? Look at the little edge there and the brickwork there and the brushed little bit of light coming out here. She's got that very subtle ribbon down there. Nothing is left to chance when Carmen shoots. She's a delightful photographer. Fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful work, Carmen. 50 millimeter. Very nice. Wow. Stephanie, shrimpies. You went with a very poppy look. This is new this is a little bit different from you.
She's way out of her comfort zone on this one.
This is way different for you. What did you do differently here? Stephanie, you don't ever want to come watch this video again to hear how you sounded there. Get that looked at right away, because yeah, I think your audio is messing up. So let's try it again. Here's her light. So she's using a softbox, not through a scrim, using a hard softbox. That's what I would call this. Even though softbox is softer, it's a little bit harder when it's all by itself. It's not wrong. It's just different. Okay. What happened? Here we go.
Can you hear me better? Is it
Yes, there we go.
Okay.
It's not wrong to use, and I want to make sure everybody understands. You don't have to use a scrim. Stephanie wanted a sharp edge. Am I correct, Steph?
Yes, see how, yes, I wanted that kind of crescent, and then see how it turns to black again by the edge. So I was trying to get that strip just to curve along the side.
I like this little.
Yeah, and then the other side, you can barely see the reflection on that side of the white card.
This is very cool, Steph. Very cool. And now, what made you want to do this? Is not your normal style. So what was?
I'm pushing myself, pushing the edges of the box.
Great. There's no better reason than that.
You know, yeah, trying something different, and
yeah,
there was a lot of Photoshop on that black plate, because even though I thought it was spotless, you know.
Oh, they're never spots. It's like shooting a watch up close, a brand new watch, and you can't believe how many imperfections and scratches and crap there are on a brand new watch until you shoot it. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's very good. But not much Photoshop and anything else.
No, just it was Lightroom. I didn't even use Photoshop. Just all the Lightroom touch-ups, and yeah.
EOS R 35 millimeter. Really cool. Really cool. Love it. Great behind the scenes shot. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Don.
That's very cool. Arnold.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Arnold. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I struggled with this one, as probably everybody knows, right?
Yeah, well, look what you did. You did something very cool. This almost looks like modern art, Arnold. It really does. I like you, just little things up here. The white against the white looks good. Down here, you repeated the same motif, the 3 grapes. I like this little guy coming in from the side here. The gold fork is the only thing I use to eat with. My gold forks have platinum inlays and diamonds. Did I tell you that before?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm a commercial photographer. That's the kind of money we make, baby.
Right.
Yeah. If you believe that, I'll sell you a bridge. This is the only thing that I would tell you to do, seriously, is don't let this guy go out of focus back here.
Okay.
It's our star, and it's too far out of focus. Here's what
Even though the front are in focus.
Yeah, the front is beautiful, but because you've got that, you're doing a sort of thirds thing here. You know, we've got this grape is in focus, that fork is in focus and that's not in focus. I want that to be in focus. I don't care about the fork or the grape.
All right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so
and focus stack this right
okay.
through here, but don't focus stack the entire shot.
Right. Okay.
Don't focus. We don't want this to be in focus. We don't care. We don't want this to be in focus. So just use your focus stacking on the subject there. Pull it off. You know, you're gonna have to bring it up on another layer and blend it in. But I bet you'll love it.
Okay. So do you think that this was more successful than the other ones that were in the comments? Do you think this worked better? Because this is what I had to do. I mean, it was difficult to say the least, because I've never done this on my own. I mean, I did everything on that.
Well, here's the thing. For an ad shot, it's a problem. For an editorial shot, it is not a problem. In other words, if you were shooting for a restaurant, I would never let the restaurant's food go out of focus. It's like they're like going to freak out. Why, you know, we want this is their baby. It's like taking baby photographs in commercial photography land. This is their baby. It's what puts food on their table. What they spend their life doing 12 hours a day is their food. We don't put their food out of focus, just like we don't take a picture of their 8-month-old son out of focus either, right? So we do that. For a magazine, this isn't, the magazine doesn't make this stuff. They just style it. For a magazine, you're fine.
Okay. All right.
Just totally fine, man.
Okay. Yeah, this takes time for me to do this because I have to do the food itself, and then I have to do the styling of it. Because I have shot food before, but the problem is it's already there. All I have to do is slide it. Right? So this is a totally different process for me. Yeah.
Well,
so
it's a nice shot. It's a good editorial shot. I wouldn't tell you to not put it in your portfolio at all.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that at all. Just for a commercial shot, we've got a focus issue. For an editorial shot, we don't.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. And your light is great.
Yeah, it's just a scrim, and then I put a dome diffuser on the light itself because it needed to be a lot softer than what I normally get, and that's what I did.
And your lens was a 105, okay?
Oh.
All right, very good, man. Very nice. Mark Manny. Mark, are you here? Like how you gave us a little glimpse of what's inside the food here, the blue coming down, the focus. Again, I think we're losing it just a little bit right there. I would have loved to kept that just tightly sharp. But again, for editorial, it would not be a problem. This looks a little soft right in there. So looks like you're focused back a little bit. We got our wood in focus, but we don't have our cracker cookie in focus. Looks clean. The light looks nice. The light looks like it's coming from a window in the morning, kind of a breakfast kind of look to it. Let's see what we got. No, we don't have behind the scenes.
There's a comment.
Light camera left behind scrim, black cards for more control, white bounce card on camera right. Oh yeah, and we can see the nice clean fill on that cookie. Over here we can pick up a little highlight on the plate, which looks good. Thank you, Mark. Nice shot. We got Bonnie Mitchell. Ooh. Very old-fashioned. Hi, old-fashioned still life. Almost Renaissance there. That background. Very cool. Bonnie,
Cool,
got
'cause that's kind of what I was going for.
yeah, big soft light to the left. And a beautiful fill on the right here. And you know what I love about this pair, because of that fill, jumps out of the background. Over here, this pair we've got the light here, and then this pair of the darkness jumps off the background. Everything in here just pulls it off. Focus pulls it off. It has a lot of dimension to it. I love the way the light just plays with the edge of this thing. It disappears right there, and then we pick it up again as it goes around. Really nice. 60D, ISO 100, speedlight at 1/8 power, softbox, white card on the right. So the white card is over here. Is it pretty close, Bonnie? It looks like it's pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close. Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful.
My computer. My computer's telling me my internet is unstable, so
Yes.
I wasn't sure if I was coming through.
Yeah, you're coming through, but I'll bet you there's a time lag.
Oh, could be.
Yeah. Really very pretty. I love your colors. I love this background. It's just an exceptionally nice shot. I love it. Good job.
Bonnie, what is that background?
Well, thank you very much.
Bonnie, what
That
is
is a piece of scrapbooking paper. It's a piece of scrapbooking paper.
Nice.
Very cool.
Nicely done. Jim Hill.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thanks.
Jim, this is tomatillos? So that's what these are?
Those are my last 3 green tomatoes from my garden. They didn't ripen.
I love your surface here. I love the beat up kind of stems here. The fact that these two are totally in focus all the way around. This guy's just a little bit out. That's really cool. Horizon's in the right spot. Are you a still life shooter?
I guess so. I try to do food. I'm just kind of a part-timer beginner. I did your tabletop, the previous class.
Yeah. Well, it's very pretty.
I'm actually an accountant.
This just works, man. It just works. You're real tight cropping on the edges here, keeping that picture right up to the edge, but giving us a little bit of room, and you did it evenly there. I love the light from the top. Let's go look at your behind the scenes. Does it have, yeah, behind the scenes here. Yeah, this is called dark field lighting, and it works really well for this. Very beautiful. The light's coming in from the back, everybody, and then the black card is his background. So the light is actually spilling around it from the side, from the top, and from that side back between here and there. So that angle of incidence, angle of reflection, because there's so much light up here, that's what the top of the little tomatoes, that's what they're reflecting, is that reflector way up top. Gorgeous. Really well done, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. You ought to be pretty happy with that shot. Kit Ishimatsu. Hi, Kit. Look at the deep saturation and colors. Love all the detail here. Did you focus stack this?
I did not.
You did not. Okay. The sharpness.
The background is the top ones are kind of out of focus, going out of focus.
Yeah, but this one is just right all the way down. You know, that tip all the way down. They almost look three-dimensional. Really, really nice capture. All the way through it. All the way through.
Thanks.
Your composition is solid with a little space left here, so we're wrapping it around. I like how you cropped out these tomatoes. The star of your shot are these two tomatoes because you didn't crop them. All the other ones are cropped, so they're clearly not our heroes. Nice. Let's look at your behind the scenes. Oh, okay. So scrim, white paper.
Yeah, I was going to use that as a kind of a background, but I ended up angling it down and it really wasn't used.
Oh, okay.
So scrim, softbox, white card on the right.
Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. I wonder, is that white? You sure that white paper is not giving us this, or is that the softbox? Must be the softbox.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah, the scrim and the
I'm not
softbox.
seeing any evidence of that white paper. So, yeah. All right. Very well done. Such
Okay.
rich color. What'd you do in post? Did you saturate this at all?
A little bit in Lightroom, the luminance, saturation, and I just upped the orange or the reds just a little bit.
Yeah, it looks really great. It's really great. Love it.
Thanks.
Yep. Lauren.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is a good shot. This goes right in your portfolio, sir. Right straight in. Yep. Yep. How did you cook the eggs?
In water.
Water? Yep.
I've got a 3.5-inch biscuit cutter that I used as my initial ring to keep them all together, keep that yolk as close to the center as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you cook eggs for commercial photography. Cook them in water slowly. Just let them sit there. And how long did you cook them? About 8 minutes?
It depends on which eggs. It took me 5 eggs to get 2.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Just do it nice and slow.
That was actually fun to do, Don. That really was.
I love your light coming from the back top. We got a beautiful highlight on the yolks here, right here. Plus the butter. It's hard to see until you really look at it. The butter is pretty much all highlight. Do you see that? Because it's so shiny. It's just giving us the highlight. Love the knife. Great. Love this little touch down here. Fork looks great. And this little dark area up here, letting it become a little bit light behind the bowl there. That's
I did
pretty
do a
cool.
little bit of a gradient on that.
And you did that in post?
Yes.
Yes, yes. All right. Very clean. Very nice. This card up here is just giving you, what it's doing is it's giving the shot some ambience. Is it reflecting in the knife?
It's reflecting in the knife.
All right. Nice. What lens, sir? Looks like a
That's
50
my
or
50.
somewhere. 50?
Yep.
Yeah, really clean. Solid shot, Lauren.
Thank you, sir.
Right into the portfolio, man. Jerry Campion. Jerry, did you make the call? I guess he didn't. All right, beautiful, Jerry. Great light on top. I think your shot is about a half stop under. So let's get it back in Lightroom and pull it up. And the reason I'm saying that is there's nothing on here that's bright enough to be white in your shot. So we don't want a pure white. But this blade is a little gray for me. And I think if we pull it up, we'll get a little bit higher, a little bit brighter highlights. We'll get a little bit more red in here, all the way through here. It's a lovely shot. Let's just pull it up a little bit. Composition is really fun. The sliced tomato right here in the middle, the knife is kind of angling off away from it. So we have this sort of line, 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 line. Everything's sort of radiating from that one spot, and that's a nice feeling to the shot. Looks good. 1, 2, F8, 3 shots focus stacked. I think the focus stack really gives the shot some interest because we're not used to seeing that much stuff in focus back there. That looks really great. Let's just pull it up a little bit brighter so we get a little bit brighter greens, a little bit more red. You might want to add a little bit to the red, but that's cool. Teresa, is Teresa here?
I'm here, Don.
Oh, you are here. Okay, good. Beautiful brown eggs. Look at that.
Thank you.
That's Let's look at your light real quick. Oh, we didn't get it behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, it was a quick one before the family came in and destroyed my set in the kitchen. So I'm sorry for not getting that.
That's okay. And what kind of LED panel are you using?
It was just like the Amazon for video with the barn doors and yeah. And I made a scrim out of an old IKEA photo frame that has like an 1.5 inch ledge. So I just actually had that sitting on the counter and shot the LED panel through the scrim.
And your scrim is like right there.
Yeah. Yeah. This is like my kitchen countertop. So it's not very deep.
Really pretty. It has that old fashioned feeling to it. So what did you do in post?
So I did some like dodging and burning. And then the background was just a black foam core. So I added texture to it to give it that kind of not just flat feel. Yeah, so that was the main thing. Pulled up the shadows a bit.
Yeah, it has a really, really nice feel to it. I love little things like this egg pulling up the little
That
highlight.
last bottom egg on the right, you can see there's another egg off to the side because it's a brighter egg, and you can see the color of that other egg reflecting in
And
it.
you got a white card because you're not losing this at all, or did you pull that up in Lightroom?
I pulled up the shadows there quite a bit. You know what? I had that there. I had a white card in my hand, so I literally was like running and gunning with this, and I was shooting handheld. So that might have had a reflector there with
Well, this
the white
bright edge here lights up that little side of the egg, and this down here. So all of this light is just playing back and forth on each other, and it looks very good.
Thank you. I wasn't sure about leaving the straw in there or not, but I think it adds character to it.
Yep, I'm fine with it. It makes it less perfect. Daniel Franks.
Happy Tuesday, Don.
Happy Tuesday, Daniel. Look at you breaking up the nuts here. With now, did you focus stack part of this?
Yes, that's over 80 images. Focus stacked.
Okay, but you really only concentrated on the front, though, right? You
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Left the back out, yeah.
Really nice.
Thanks.
Solid shot. Right into your book, man. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Crop that off. Crop that nut off. Crop that thing off at the top. Everything pulls us right into this little mess area here, which is the center of the photograph. Really works well.
Thanks.
Yeah, let's look at your behind the scenes here. Yeah, can you imagine all that work to shoot at some nuts and a nutcracker? So you've got your softbox coming through here, and you've got multiple flags on it. So that's adding the little darkness that we see up in here and back over here.
Yeah.
Keeping your horizon's in a good spot too. It's below. See how the curve of this thing comes around? See, I would say never have it splitting where the circle is or above that. Let it go down to below the roundness like you have it there. Same thing here. That lets this go round up into it. They're subtle, but it can be very, very much like a tangent if it gets like locked on that edge. This looks great.
Thank you.
And your lens?
I think I have it in the behind the scenes shot. I think it was at 70 millimeter.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
24 to 70. Focus stacked right up. Very nice. What do you use for focus stacking?
I have been using Photoshop, but with that many images, it just bogs down. So I actually got my hands on Helicon Focus.
Yep. That's what I recommend. Denise Coleman.
Hi.
Hi, Denise.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Very
Oops.
good.
Playing with this video, trying to get it on. There. That's me. Bright light.
All right. Look at this beautiful, beautiful strawberry shot right here. Now you've used very shallow depth of field, and that's what we were talking about. This looks great on the screen. Really pulls you in. If you printed this, like in a magazine, this would just be like a mess. Because remember, the magazines are just passing ink through dots, right?
Yeah.
But to get this this for the screen, and a lot of people are just shooting for the screen these days. Nothing wrong with that. Looks very nice.
Thank you.
Did you polish the strawberries?
No, I didn't. I did add a little bit of green to some of the leaves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's fix this guy. See the little.
How do you mean?
Let's clone that little brown bump out of that strawberry. Make
Okay.
it. Your other strawberries are perfect. Perfect strawberry.
Yeah.
Perfect strawberry. Perfect one. And then this one's just a little messed up with that ding right there.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, we'll just pull that out. Looks really good. Let's go see your light. Let's go see the light. Is this oh, okay. Window light with a scrim. A lot of photographers who shoot with window light and a scrim. Absolutely. It's very simple. And for food, it works. Not sure you could do like product that way, but for food, absolutely works beautifully. Nice and bright, and you are. Is that a double? Is that a second diffuser?
Yeah, my 5-pack, whatever you call it, it came with 2 diffusers. One's a half and one's a full.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the light was just so bright, I just stuck them together.
Very cool. And yet we still get a very bright reflection, very shiny off the strawberries because they are a little bit shiny. Their surface is shiny, but the rest of the room is. I'm gonna say it's a dark room, dark colors.
No, there's 3 more windows to the left here, and another 3 on the other side. So there's a lot of light. But I wonder, did the dark card help?
Well, the dark card's in the back. I'm not sure that it changed.
But I'm sure it's less light than right up against the window.
Yeah. 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 There's some ambient though. I'm looking at it, closer here. Yeah, there's some ambient going on. That's a beautiful.
I did raise the shadows some also in Photoshop. I think the Nova light worsened.
Okay.
Right.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What lens and etc.
It's a vintage lens. It's a Canon FD 55 1.2, and
nice.
I thought I had it set at f8, but it turns out it's stuck on f2. I mean f1.2, so it's wide open. But I just kept shooting away.
see, I've always said this to people. If you're going to buy an f1.2 lens, then shoot the damn thing at 1.2.
Yeah.
It's like, why spend the money for a 1.2 if you're going to shoot it at f8? You can get a cheap one to shoot at f8.
Yeah.
So your lens is stuck on 1.2. There you go. Have a blast.
Well, yeah, I will. It's I guess 1985, something like that. So it was not expensive.
No, but it's manual focus.
Definitely.
Can you physically shut it down to 8?
I think I had the adapter on wrong, or I'm using the adapter wrong. So I'm going to look at it again. But I was deciding to start shooting with my 100 macro, my modern lens, just as we were talking.
The aperture ring on the lens, best thing to do is to hold it up against the sun or something and turn that aperture ring. Is it getting smaller? If it is, then just do the aperture manually, or is that what you did?
That's what I did. I can't change the aperture. The whole thing is the manual.
Got it.
And I think that I used my adapter incorrectly.
Yes.
Because I tested it when I first got it, and it was functional. So I think
your adapter's not shutting the lens down.
Yeah.
I bought one recently, and they actually just pulled out the aperture blades, so you might have the same type of setup.
No, she said she's used it before and it worked. So
Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't use it. I held it up to the light and I ran it through all of the apertures when I bought it from eBay. So I wanted to make sure it worked.
sure.
Yeah.
How we
Thanks,
doing?
Don.
Yeah, how we doing here on time? Are we
Getting tight.
yeah, we're getting tight here. Let's see how far away we are. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. Alrighty. We'll have to fly through these. Joe, beautiful shot. Very clean.
Thanks.
What I would
Stephanie,
expect from you.
Stephanie went lighter, and I'm trying to go darker.
Yeah.
I usually don't shoot real dark.
No, you don't. This is all kind of new for you as well. Look how pretty the light is on the honey there.
Honey.
That's really nice.
Yeah, open that softbox up just to get a little more light through the honey.
Hey, Graham?
Light through the honey.
Graham Kite, are you there?
Yeah. Yo.
Would you go up on the class, mentor class thing and tell everybody we'll be about 20 minutes after?
The Durango group?
Yeah, the Durango group on Facebook.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Really nice there.
Thanks.
Beautiful. And you're using an
Yeah, I had that cover up, and I pulled the front diffuser down to get a little poppier light through the honey.
very cool. Yeah, it works
Just
really
I
well.
gelled
Look
it.
how beautiful the honey looks. Everything looks good, man. Good shot.
Thank you.
Good shot. R.E. Klaus. Oh, okay. Not here. Looks really good. R.E. Got great color through here. Let's get your lighting. Softbox. You've got it at a little bit farther distance than I would have probably done, but that gives you a smaller highlight. I think that's probably what you wanted. And fill cards to the right side to keep that shadow from getting too dark. That's pretty cool. Nice composition. Very nice composition. Looks very good. Olives, Tudor. Tudor, are you here?
Yes.
Yeah. Great. Great little highlights in here. Very contrasty. Oh, and you're using very contrasty lights. There you go. You're using little hard lights coming through there. 2 of them? Is that what's going on?
3, actually 3. It's the middle one is a bit higher than the other ones.
Yeah.
But it's
There you go. 3 of them right there.
After working on that, I discovered a lot of downsides, and I need cards, and I saw a solution here during the presentation, and I have I don't know the word, the clamps that will help me.
Okay. Okay. I think it's a fun start. Now here's some issues. This bowl, if you're going to do something this graphic, this bowl and that bowl have to line up. These two do. You see that? These two line up, center and center. This one's a little off. This one's a little off, and that makes that one a little bit off up there. So you got to line these bowls up so perfect, and be careful that look at that this one's right to the edge. This one's not.
Yeah.
That type of thing. Really tighten
They
it
are
up.
oval. They are not round. They are oval, and I tried different combination, like aligning in different. But this is the best I can come up with. So
See, this line does not come straight down, so you got to get that line to work out. So yeah, looks good. So we got to just have to fix a little bit. All right.
Thanks.
All right, very good. Real simple shot, Tarisha. That's really nice, though. Are you here?
Hi, yep.
Hi. I like this. I love this highlight here. And the the highlight on your background, on your surface is just really cool. Leads us up. This is the light, whatever light you're using, that's it reflecting on this shiny wood here.
Yeah.
The only thing is lemons have got to be bright. Now, are you a Lightroom or Capture One?
So that is straight out of camera. But I usually use Lightroom.
Okay, in Lightroom, get your brush, paint the front of this thing.
Okay.
Do you use the O where you click O and it paints it red?
I have seen people do that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I would do that. Make sure that's very even. Turn the red off and then just bump that exposure up.
Okay.
Just move it up a little bit. I bet you get about 2/3 of a stop and that front of the lemon will just pop.
Okay.
Be careful with contrast. If you add too much contrast, it'll start to look chunky. But just play with the contrast slider. Those two sliders should give you a brighter lemon here. Much brighter. I love it. It's lighting up that side of the lemon. It's this lemon is filling that lemon in. Looks really, really, really good.
Thank you.
Just a nice minimalist shot. And what lens are you using here?
That's my 50 millimeter. That's the only one.
50? Okay. So a softbox or window?
So this is the first time I've used my softbox. I usually shoot with window light. So it's a softbox with a diffuser over the top.
Okay. Very nice. The nice thing about getting good, because all you're doing with a softbox and a diffuser is trying to make a window.
Right.
So, yeah.
And this I couldn't do at night, which is what I did.
Yes, we're getting to northern hemisphere. We're getting to shorter days. So
yeah.
Yep. Very good. Hugo.
This is Humberto, Don. How are you?
Humberto, yes, from Porto. How are you?
Fine, my friend. Thank you.
Really cool shot, sir. Is this is laying down on a black paper?
Yes, laid it down on black fabric. Just had to keep it simple, so I kept it simple.
I love the highlights on the jam up here and the butter. All this looks great, and then the highlight becomes a part of the image right there.
Yes.
Really, really super clean and graphic.
Thank
really
you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Fun shot. Yes, fun shot.
It's very simple.
Yes, it is. It's very simple, but it's very graphic, and it's just so well done.
Thank you very much.
But Humberto, would you make sure that when you're doing this kind of stuff, never, ever try to toast the bread with the jelly on it.
It was the most difficult part.
I can tell you from firsthand experience, it doesn't work. Really beautiful. So you're actually using an octabox.
Yes.
And that octabox gives you that beautiful shape here.
Yes.
Really well done. That's
the
just
top
cool.
of the toaster is round. That's why
Uh-huh.
it matches the highlight. It's rounded.
Very cool.
Thank you.
You've got a great imagination. I love it.
Thank you, Don.
Yep. Matt.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Matt, that's that passion fruit or something?
Dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit. That's what it is. Wow. Did you focus stack it?
No.
Really nice, man.
Thanks.
Oh, like you can feel the light coming through it here. So we've got a light to this side.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a light to this side as well.
Yeah, and some cards in the front. I have the behind the scenes next. So.
Let's look at that. Okay, so you've snooted that light off just to hit the front of the passion fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's cool. Nice. Got your light in nice and tight. It's a good shot, Matt.
Thanks.
Yeah, yeah. Look at that. It's a good shot. I like it. I like it very much. Tori, is this a cookie?
Hi, Don. It's Jean. Yes.
Yeah. It's a cookie with icing?
Yes, it's a Christmas cookie from last year that has been waiting for this season to be shot.
Very patient cookie.
It is a very patient cookie.
It's probably also very dry.
I had to cue my son and say, please don't eat this cookie. You will break your teeth.
Yep. I like it. I like how you're very careful with your points here. They're a little off, but they have to be because it's a cookie. And I think I'm just speaking from an aesthetic thing, that if this lined up, it would look like an ornament, but you've got a little bit off because it's an organic item. I love your highlight right in here. All of this. Shadows are very dark. Now, is that what you wanted? You want
Yes.
that? Okay. So you
The
really
very
want that.
hard light. You'll see that in the behind the scenes. It's very intentional.
Yeah, I know you're very intentional with your work. Okay. Yeah, one of those little light panels.
Yes.
You know, I've got 3 of those things now. I love them. They're so much fun to play with. One thing I do find though, tell me if you find it, did you do any contrast work in post?
Yes.
Because they always seem like they're a little soft on contrast when I work with them. I always have to pull up a little bit of contrast. Really, really a beautiful shot.
Thanks, Don.
Nicely done. Love it. Mark Shaw. Mark.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Mark. This is really nice, my friend.
Thank you.
Love the knife. The knife works really well here. Highlights coming in here. You got that kind of sloppy background with a little bit of light coming from underneath the table. Gives us a nice edge. Lets this bell pepper pick up right in there. Nicely done. I'm not crazy about your horizon line. I think maybe it could have been down in here. You know, only reason is I'd love to get that up against that.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's all this beautiful melon, but it's up against the wood, and it would pop so much more if it was up against the background. I don't think that kills the shot, but I don't think your horizon is helping your shot. I don't like seeing that there. What I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. But I love the light to the side. Are these all pumpkins, or is that a tomato?
Tomato.
Okay. So squash, bell peppers, and tomatoes. And you're using a bit of a wide angle lens here, am I right?
24-70. I was at 40 millimeters.
40 millimeters, huh? Okay. It has a nice, that you're pulling it, and we get that pull to the front that really feels cool. Really does feel cool. Yeah. Good shot, sir.
Thanks, Don.
Yes, sir. Lael. Lael, are you here?
I am. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. We need to brighten it a little bit. I like what you did because you cropped everything. So it's not like it's a picture of the tomatoes. It's not a picture of the cucumbers. It's not a picture of any one thing. It's a picture of all of it. And that's what happens when you crop out. So that's really cool. But these cucumbers and these tomatoes, we need to pull them up a little bit. Are you Lightroom or Capture One?
Lightroom and Photoshop.
Lightroom and Photoshop. I'd go back into Lightroom and now what did you do in Lightroom on the shot?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't remember, to be quite honest with you.
Okay. Pull your exposure up little bit. Pull your clarity up just a little bit. And my rule of thumb is if clarity goes over 20, it's too much. It starts to look kind of funky. I'd pull it up just a little bit, and you may have to paint the cucumbers and the tomatoes and add a little bit more contrast to them while also bringing them up a little bit. Because honestly, your bagels look great and your background looks great. That looks really good right in there. It's just these look a little flat. So let's pop them a little bit.
Okie doke.
All right.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You bet. And nicely done, Carla. Beautiful bread shot. Look at that.
Thank you, Don.
Yeah. Did you slice it yourself?
I did.
Yeah, I like how it's not quite even. That makes it look much more natural and fun. Got a little bit of a blue cast going in it.
Okay.
What do you, let's look at your light. Wow, so you've got the softbox coming through the scrim.
Yeah.
And the speed light popping this card really close to it.
Yeah, because I needed a little bit of a kicker in some of this light. So.
It's, you know, it's cool. It's cool. It's a really nice piece. Are you Capture One or Photoshop?
No, I'm Photoshop Lightroom.
Lightroom. Okay, go into Lightroom and check. You see how there's a blue in this wood? Do you see it?
Yeah.
I would see what happens if you very slightly nudge your temperature up.
Okay.
Just, do you remember what you shot this at?
I think it's in the behind the scenes, or it's right there. I think it's F10 something. No, and the previous one was.
Yeah, right here. Did you your setting, do you have a setting like are you on shade or something like that?
No, no.
Shade would have made, are
No.
you on strobe?
No, it should be like 4800 probably, like the white balance.
Okay.
Hey, Dawn.
Yeah.
Dawn, I believe what's happening is she has that bright blue cloth underneath the wood board,
but it's
and all of the white cards around it, when the light's hitting off are like reflecting the blue from the surface onto the white cards.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I just don't know if there's enough blue to affect it all the way up here.
Yeah.
Now, because look at this shot. You see how much warmer this is? How much warmer the bread is and the wood? We go back and how much cooler everything is. Check your Kelvin, okay? I mean your hue. Bet you if you just bump it a little bit warmer, you're gonna like it a lot. I like it a lot now. I think it's a beautiful shot. Texture is amazing. Well done.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, love the composition as well.
Okay,
Very nicely
thanks.
done. Yeah. Laura.
Hi, Don.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
This is very pretty. Your highlights look good in here. Did you build
Thank
this?
you. Yes, I made it.
All
from
right.
scratch.
Yep. What's your light source? Let's look at your light.
It's a window light.
Window. Okay. Okay, and it's unscrimmed window light, so we get a nice poppy edge to everything in here. And you've got your big white card here. Is this you're using this as a white card, or is there something behind it?
No, just as a white card.
Use as a white card. Okay.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry, went the wrong way. And I clicked it too many. All right. Your strawberries look good. All of this looks good. The feeling of the light coming from the side looks really good.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, and using that open window is very poppy. So there's sunshine coming in that window.
Yes, I tried with a screen, but the light changed completely the scene.
Yeah,
so
with the
that's
screen,
why I didn't use.
Yeah, the screen is going to make it very soft. The sun's going
Yes.
to make it much harder light, and I think that's what you were going for, is that harder light, that poppier light. Cool, very nicely done. And the white cards are really helping your shadows, because without them, those shadows would have been black. They would have been just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Very good.
Thank
Terry,
you. Thank you.
Terry?
Hey, Don.
I love your color. Your yellow up against the blue.
Oh, good.
Really nice. Got that one up in front in focus, letting the other two go out a little bit. Great background. All these warm colors, and then that blue just really pops.
Oh, thank you.
And what did you use for light?
A scrim and window.
Scrim and window, okay. Oh, and you're backlighting.
Mm-hmm.
So where's all this fill coming from? The room?
No, I had a white card
Got it.
just to the left and behind the camera a little bit. I had a matte board to decrease the shadows in, in the front.
Yep. And that worked out really well.
Yep.
I love that. That would have been, without that white card, that just went really dark, didn't it?
Yeah, it went too dark. And I think I should have used a different color cupcake thing because they look kind of mucky.
Well, these guys here?
Yeah, I think, if it was a different color, you wouldn't see through it. The color would show better.
Got it. Got it.
That's a personal critique. And my cat's table. This is my cat's dinner dish table. My cat's getting used to this now.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing you've worked out some sort of partnership with the cat.
Thank you.
You bet. Dot, are you here? Dot. Okay, beautiful light, Dot. I'm going to say the same thing I said to some others. We got to get that horizon down. Got to get that horizon down here so that the berries are up against the background. There's so much stuff we don't need to see all that wood back there. So move your set back and have that horizon cut through there. Your berries look great, beautifully lit through here. Nice texture, nice composition. They do look somewhat random. Maybe these were a little not random here, but they do look somewhat random. I just don't want you to put a berry touching another berry right on the edge. That's called a tangent, and we don't want a tangent anywhere in here if we can keep from it. So it's not a bad tangent. Doesn't kill your shot like a tree coming out of a head or something, but it's still a tangent. And we don't need to see it. Doesn't need to be there. Really pretty. I like it. Thank you. Thanks very much. Then scrim, camera, blackboard. So just light coming through a scrim right up next to the set. Beautiful. Beautiful. Mark Lund. Hey, Mark, really nice. I like where you put your horizon. You got it coming right through here, so we get to see the curve of that. Back here, not a whole bunch of stuff that we need to look at. We got all this stuff. This looks great. It's a lot of cranberries, dude.
I had a few less on the surface to start with, and I was advised that I should put more.
So is this bucket full of cranberries, or did you stuff a bunch of stuff in it?
I stuffed it. I stuffed it. There's only about an inch at the top that's got cranberries in it.
Got it. Nice. Really, really pretty, Mark. Great. I love the way the handle is coming through here and giving us a little highlight. Your handle's lit up beautiful, and the cranberries look great with that big, giant, soft line on the top, which is, there we go. So kind of not really a dark field light, but kind of in a way, a dark field light. You're shooting into the black. Your light's in front of the black background, but it's up a bit. Mm-hmm. And surrounding the thing pretty well. I like how you curved your background card, your card on this side. Now, did you do that on purpose, or was that humidity?
Actually, that was on accident. I had taken it on a trip last year, and it rained, and it got wet on one side, and that's how it dried, and I liked it. So I'm like, that could be useful.
Yeah, we had 15 cards leaning up against my assistant at the time leaned them up against the wall. Okay, 15 of them. And I went out of town for about 2 weeks during July. And back then we had a lot of humidity. When I came back, all of them were curved. They just melted into the wall. Once they curve, you can't fix them. They're done. But in this case, it works out well. And the bottle is holding the fill card up?
No, I was taking a drink. I just set it there.
Okay. All right. Really nice, sir. D16 F8.
Hey, Don, does that curved card actually work as a concave or convex light source or light source?
It would. It would present on surfaces a little bit differently than a flat one would. And on Mark's shot, he's got that, it's coming around here. So on this particular shot, I don't think it really matters. But if it was something flat, you'd have a little bit of a gradient in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the flat one, I tried a flat one first, and it definitely presented different than the curved one. I tried that curved one, and I like how it wrapped around it a little bit more.
Well, that's great. Is that the last shot, folks?
Yep, that was it.
Oh, okay. Wow, this is great. We went over a little bit.
Did you do ours, Don? Suzanne's here.
Huh?
Suzanne's here with me at the moment. Did you look at mine?
Is it here?
Should have been in the Facebook group. Yeah. Chips. Light painted.
Did you put it in the album or just the group?
I put it in the album, yeah.
I thought I went through the shots straight through, Graham.
You had one at the beginning that you were going to go back to.
That was Patrick.
Oh, that's right.
Patrick.
It's interesting.
Graham, I don't see him, sir.
No, neither did I.
Graham, I saw yours on the P52 page, but I didn't see it in here.
Oh, did I post it in the wrong place, did I?
I think you did.
Oh, bother. I thought
on.
it was in the lighting for the... Okay. My bad then. Sorry.
We'll get it in the class. Okay? Get it in the class, but I did want to get William Maldonado. William, are you here yet, sir? No, we did look at Williams, didn't we?
I think it was Patrick.
Patrick Yeagle. All right, Patrick. Let me share this real quick. And then I like it. I think you're same criticism I've given a lot of people. I think this could come down a bit down to here. I want to see this bowl, the shape of the bowl. I probably would say it could come down as far as here, Patrick. Let us see the stem going up into the back. Let the spoon pop into the background. That gives us some dimension, because right now the spoon is going up against all that wood and there's no reason for that to be there. Your light on the raspberries is beautiful, just gorgeous all the way through. Looks just fantastic. Your spoon also is very good. I think I would leave this black here because that gives us a reflection. Refine this just a little bit. Just maybe make it a little grayer, I think, because it really, those two things that look like fangs, they pull our eye because they are the darkest thing against the brightest thing. And so there's no way to not see them. Exposure through here looks very good. And your behind the scenes shot looks great. Really built it up nicely around here. You know exactly what you were going for. Super job. Super job. You guys, I got to tell you, you guys really hit a bunch of home runs tonight. A lot of really great shots, folks. Really way better than I would have expected. To all the new people, welcome, welcome. I love having you guys here. Stick with it. Don't get frustrated. Just keep on pushing. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. Obviously, we know now that 2 hours ain't going to cut it either. So bring your adult beverage, sit back, relax. We'll look at pictures for a couple hours on Saturday. I'll see you then. Everybody have a great evening.
Don, can I ask one question before you leave?
Yes.
This is Lolita. Is it okay if I redo mine and then just submit it to you so that you can critique it after what you told me?
At this point, if anybody wants to do something different, make a correction, just put it in the Facebook group, Lolita, and then tag me.
Okay.
And when I see that comes up, I'll pop over there and comment.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good one, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye. Bye.